The broadcast is live. Look at that. Broadcast is live.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Look at that, huh? Technology. Technology. Well, on behalf of the Expendables and Ali Remember Foundation, I'd like to welcome everybody who's tuning in right now to our, I would say it's our first stream. And we're going to bring in, looks like we've got Tony from American Paintball Coliseum, Brian, of course, from the new High Paintball, and of course, Color Sponsor Boys down there. Can't wait to meet you guys and ball up down there, or you guys come up here and stuff. Andy apparently just walked off screen. Thanks a lot for letting me run this. There he is. So we're going to talk about today. We brought in, trying to bring in. I don't know if we've got Mike and a couple of other field owners from the Colorado area to talk about the impact and stuff of what's going on. You know, how is everybody dealing with the COVID-19? What the future? I don't know what we call it. The what we're doing in the future. How we're gonna the social distancing, the field preps. Tony, I think you were. Have you guys opened up your outdoor field last weekend?
Yeah, with a lot of heat, but we did.
Okay. Did you get a lot of heat for it?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I know. Kyle, your marketing guy there, was talking about. He had all the rules and stuff that he was going to post up. He had it online. It looks like you guys were pretty prepared to have it marked out. You guys got your benches and stuff, your pit areas, and marked out where you were expecting people to go. How'd that work for you guys?
It went well, man. It really did. People came out and they really kind of followed the rules. It wasn't really hard at all. I mean, we just marked it off and people followed it, But
that's good.
And it wasn't, when I say, it was just somebody, when they, we put it out to a small group of guys. It's not like we're open to the public. We didn't, we're trying to do it gradually, but we've got bills. We've got three, we've got four.
For sure.
We've got 4 locations, and that's the only one I feel that I felt was fair enough to open up. When they let the golf courses open up, and they gave rules and they put up some of those standards, I thought, well, that's we can go with that. And we caught a lot of heat for online. We put it out there just to the tournament players, really too. And,
okay.
We just had a lot of heat from it. Well, not a lot. There were 3 or 4 guys that just kind of, But anyways, somebody snitched to the state. Anyways, they snitched to the state. The state sent us gave us a call. They got it anyway. So
really,
yeah.
Well, your outdoor field's in what, Brighton? So it's not in the Denver County or Arapahoe. It's Adams County.
Let's not narrow that shit down, if you would.
Okay.
Doesn't help.
All right. Yeah. No problem.
The more information.
Well, I was just kind of curious.
The more information people have, the more it gets, dude. So, the least that's out there is better off for us right now, field owners.
Okay.
So I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, Tom. Virtually.
No. It was cool. It was cool to see you guys open.
I responded to the letter. I responded to the letter. They gave me till Monday. I responded to it on Friday. I told them I was opening it on Sunday, and I gave them responses, and I was nice about it, but I feel you have a nice answer. So, Kyle, he helped me make up the letter. Really, it was just sharp. We just, between the both of us, we just put it to it. That kid's cool. But
I've known him since he was like 15 years old, so I watched him grow up.
Exactly, me too. So we sent out the letter, and I said, I'll get a response. If it's that important, they'll respond back. And knock on wood, they have not, no response,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and that's kind of where, we looked at that is, we're friends with all the field owners out there, and we're watching, the states talking about, we're watching them open up the golf courses and letting them play out in the golf courses, and like, well, this is an outdoor sport, and we are keeping distances. We can set the picnic tables up, and we can set the pit areas up where we can keep our 6 foot distance and stuff, and we're out in the field. I mean, we're 30, 40 yards from each other sometimes, unless you're getting close. But I mean, even still, we play with that 10-foot surrender rule. So if the 6 foot, I mean, if you're coming up somebody or coming up behind somebody, I mean, you give the graces of that 10 foot. We're still within, the rules that the state is putting on us.
Yeah.
So why can't we be open? Why can't the fields be open?
Well, and we did it kind of. We followed that theme of, the Home Depot are doing it, Lowe's are doing it, the supermarkets are doing it. So when you stand in line, if you got to stay 6 feet apart, stay 6 feet. And I don't wear them anywhere. I wore them all that way. Okay.
Well, most of you guys know I actually work for Lowe's. So I work for Lowe's, and it is a flipping zoo at our store. I mean, it's right now it's actually funny because for what my job is, we actually looked at the stats in the numbers for the last week, and we're doing 100% over what we did the last year per day, not just 100%. We're doing 100% more volume than what we did last year per day. We've already met our number. We've already passed our sales numbers for last year.
Yeah.
Yesterday for the week, and we still have 2 days left. In our weekly period. So everything we make now is like super great. So that's how busy we've been getting it at work.
We got a rough road ahead of us.
Not yet, dude.
We got a rough road ahead of us.
Not yet. Not a good time yet.
It's going to be a little tough.
Because I can. Yeah, I can. Well, I can't hear you screaming.
The indoors, we've got walls. We're separating up. To divide, not necessarily walls, but just trying to put barriers so that we could put smaller groups. You got to rotate people out, time frame, sanitizing, things being implemented. It's not an easy road.
How did the speedballers respond to the 6 foot on the start box?
It was pretty. Actually, they enjoyed it. It was pretty fun.
Yeah.
The guys
seemed like it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, they actually.
Yeah, your start box is now like 30 feet wide.
Well, do you guys remember Moneyball with Evan Money? Do you guys remember that?
I don't.
So he's a guy in California, and he was trying to brand this other version of paintball, and he had the field with different zones. It was trying to be more spectator friendly, but it was basically the whole back line and 10 yards deep. You could start anywhere in that spot, so you could actually start forward as well. It was a weird format that never took off, but. Paintball, but yeah, he has a wholesale.
They
business.
enjoyed it. The guys that were getting to the snake were getting to the snake every time.
Yeah, right. Oh man,
it was different. It was different.
Yeah, I might be able to make the snake.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, Tom, you can make the snake. Exactly.
I don't know what to do when I get there, but
let me just tell you, this is going to be needed, man. I'm telling you. So just be patient. People need to get out, dude. This is.
Oh man, trust me. I mean, my wife's been home for 2 months.
Yeah,
she was home before this, and then she's been home for 2 months. I know she's dying just to get out and do stuff, and her company's open, so she actually has been able to work from home. Me, I'm in the trenches every day at an essential store, so it's a madhouse. But what about you, Brian? I know you're looking to open up your store. You've got to be chomping at the bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been waiting. So, I mean, for the viewers who aren't aware, I'm Brian Schoen. I took over Dynamic Paintball's Pro Shop from Mike O'Lear. Hopefully he'll join us on this. But so I had Mile High Paintball has been my online retail business, or well, not retail. It's actually pre-owned resale rather. And I've been doing that for a couple of years, but I really started to ramp it up last October. And the plan was originally to go to grad school and have that as my side business. And as they turned out, the timing, Mike was getting ready to let go of his shop, and it kind of just seamlessly worked out to transition where he was able to keep running his field and put all of his focus on that, and I'm taking over the shop. So I got the shop March 1st, and obviously have yet to been able to open. But, I mean, yeah, I'm chomping at the bit. I'm hoping by end of May and early June I'll have a clearer picture of what it's going to look like because obviously I have to do it in a way to keep my customers safe, but also, you know, we have, my wife and I have a 4-month-old baby, and you know, interacting with different customers. I'm going to have a lot of cool guns on the wall that I want people to be able to hold and check out. So, it's going to be on a limited basis, either through reservations or one small group at a time, so that people can still come in, and, I'll have hand sanitizer and all that. So people, will be able to check out the stuff and get their hands on it, but in a way that's safe, that's responsible. But, at the same time, I'm good. My phone's been blowing up for CO2 fills and air fills and stuff, because people, at home, and they want to tinker with their guns. And I mean, ideally they want to go play when they're allowed to. Turning people down and telling them we're still closed and stuff. But I'm hopeful that by the end of the month, on some sort of limited fashion, it might look different than, I was hoping to do a launch party and have a big barbecue and have everyone hang out. People to have an opportunity to come in the shop, to get to meet a lot of people, because I've only moved to Colorado 3 years ago, and so there's a lot of folks here who are in the community who I want to get to know, so it's going to be awesome. It'll be worth the wait when it happens, but it's tough. I'm fortunate enough that part of my business is online, and that I can still do that during this time. It hasn't impacted me as much in that way, but at the same time, I'm paying rent, I'm paying utilities for a space that I'm not using. And, I was super excited to get there and to be able to, be the face of that and really become a part of this community. And it's tough not having that. So, yeah.
That's cool. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy what's going on.
It is.
What about you, Andy? You've been quiet over there, buddy.
What's that?
Oh, Andy's been all quiet sitting in the background there.
He's still on mute. Hit up Renee.
Get him in here.
Who you been on the phone with? I'm surprised. Like, where's Steve?
Wait, didn't Andy schedule this whole thing for 7 o'clock tonight? I'm pretty sure I got an email from Andy.
No,
we're freaking paintballers, man. We show up at the field at 9 and still can't even make it. Still can't even get on the field till 11. Spend 40 minutes, playing around, goofing around with your gear, setting it all up. The walk-ons are already going on. You're like, oh, I guess we should, get on the field.
Load your pods.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it takes at least 30 minutes to load a pod. Get all your pods ready. For me, I got to figure out which gun I'm using that day. So, I got to open up my treasure chest.
Get Mike in here.
Who's Mike? All right.
See, that's why you're the face of the team. You do the talking. I do the background work to get everybody in here. See, it's called teamwork.
Well, I should have just come over to your house then. We should have just done that. I just stopped on by. Your basement's big enough that it'll hold. We could be 6 feet apart and still do a show.
Oh yeah.
Cool. Well, man, what else? What else has been going on, man? You boys in Color Splash? You guys started your field? Getting preparations for that.
We are getting prepared. We were looking at some turf just recently. While everything's been going on, I've been doing some repairs out there. The employees that I do have, trying to keep them busy, try to keep them working. We get people out every once in a while that want to work on their game. Some of these guys were from the far end of the Springs. Reason being is because they just were looking for somewhere to go. While I'm there just working on repairs, they could come out and do their snap shooting, whatever they're after. We got air for them. I mean, anything to try to stay alive in this game. It's just everything really changed. We're doing really good, and then it just really, really changed on me. So I've been out of the loop. I mean, I haven't been playing paintball as extensively as you guys have, but I do have an eye for business, and I like what I see with the guys that do come out. We have a decent group. We have a decent group that comes out every weekend. So right now, hand sanitizer, just like everybody else, 6-foot roll, things like that. Woods ball is not a problem. Outside, yeah, we're ready to rock and roll, man. So as everything opens up now, yeah, we're ready to get busy.
Now, because you're down further south on with the counties down there, have you guys been allowed to be open?
Nobody's ever bothered me. Nobody's ever asked any questions. Nobody says anything. I try not to broadcast. The people that are hardcore, they bring in their people. But we follow all the rules. Everything that the CDC or even the White House suggests, we can follow all those rules. So if Lowe's and all these other places are able to remain open, why can't we?
Oh, dude. Oh, that is the question. That's the $1 million question.
Right.
It is. So good for all the businesses out there. Good for everybody.
Right.
And Brian, so what do you think your inventory's up on those guns now? I see I follow you pretty good online, so
the hard part is drawing the line of what's inventory and what's my collection. And I mean, like 90% of it's inventory, but I probably got to still bring that down or bring that up rather to like 95% because but it's tough. I mean, it's been fun getting all these cool guns in. So this past week alone, I got my account open with Field 1. I got my account with GOG, so DLX, Smart Parts, and GOG. So I've got 3 really cool limited edition Lux X's coming in tomorrow. I did have that one purple Force that already sold, but I got another one coming, and I also have a limited edition Force coming that hasn't been released yet. I'm from Boston originally, so I'm really close with the guys at Boston Paintball, and they've got some really, really cool stuff that people should keep their eyes out for. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the new Planet Eclipse releases, the 2 guns they most recently released, there's probably anything from Boston Paintball related to those. I would say maybe next week they might announce something. It'll be soon, but that's about all I can say. But I mean, I grew up playing at Boston Paintball, and I was kind of see T2, who's over there, Anthony D'Ambrosio, who's kind of the mastermind behind the Twister lines of guns. I mean, he's been a huge mentor to me and a huge support for me throughout this whole process. I mean, I've been fortunate. All the guys here in Colorado, between Tony, Mike, Dave down at Covert Ops, have been just super, super supportive with me getting the shop up and running. But I do have, people back home, back east supporting me as well. And, I did get my accounts with Boston Paintball, with Planet Eclipse, with Infamous. So, what I really enjoy seeing the really high-end stuff and the cool stuff and finding that the right home. I mean, it remains to be seen how viable that is if, to have something like that in a shop. But, that's where having the base of doing it online is really going to help me because, only so much of this stuff's really going to be geared towards customers who are out here, as the end consumer. But there's a good market of people who like that really exclusive stuff. And, I enjoy seeing it. And, anyone enjoys seeing it when they come into a shop. It's pretty cool. So I do have a bunch of my accounts up and running. So that's been good. So I'm starting to gear up. I still have to do a little bit of building out of stuff in the shop. And then I don't know if Tom or Andy put up my logo there for a second, but a local artist is going to do a little mural of the logo on one of the walls just to give the shop a little character and kind of, make it a home. So it'll be a lot of fun when it kind of all comes together. And I'm hoping over the next couple weeks I'll implement some of those plans and have a better idea of when I'm going to be able to open and what that's going to look like. And yeah, outside of that, I mean, my only other thought is I'm thinking about doing maybe a free airfill day one of these weekends, just because so many people are calling about air. And I mean, it's tough because I can't go over there every time somebody wants air, and to do it in a responsible way for that many people is tough. But if I do it for a 3 or 4 hour block and just have people put their tank in the box, and then I'll bring it in the shop, fill it, and bring it back out full, and get to say
that's a good idea. I mean, that's not a bad idea at all.
Yeah.
It's over. You can fill them all up.
Yeah. I don't have CO2, so I want to warn everyone. Don't ask me for CO2 because I don't have it yet. I will have CO2 shops ready to open. So.
Well, it's funny because, I mean, the shop with Dynamic was there. It's just literally like 8 minutes down the road. So I always stop in and see Mike. But I was really surprised how many people came in to fill their CO2 tanks for their kegerators.
Yeah, and
the soda machine.
Soda stream.
Yeah.
There's a lady there that I see all the time. She would come with her milk crate full of CO2s, and they're just from her home soda machine.
Yeah.
So get that CO2 running. There's people that need their soda.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a huge margin on those things. I mean, especially air. Obviously, it's coming from a compressor. Everyone knows that. I mean, yeah, you're selling air at the end of the day, but it's a vital thing. I mean, you know, there's safety involved and stuff. So, I mean, it has to be done in a proper way. But to miss out on that, I mean, every single phone call, and this is the same thing for Tony and stuff. When he has parties and stuff running in the back, people can just come in and, you know, go up and fill their tanks. And that's a huge moneymaker. And I mean, I haven't gotten to experience it because I haven't had my business open under my ownership. But I mean, I can envision that being a crucial part. You know, it adds up. And that's something that is at zero right now, where, you know, ramping that up, scaling it to however many fills you're doing and at the margin that you're doing on them. I mean, it makes a huge difference. And, you know, people who have the store and the field, that's another huge hit that you're taking right there.
Oh, sure. And it's simple. It's simple things. You're not trying to sell somebody a gun or parts. I mean, it's freaking air.
Yeah.
it's a 5-minute, you know, you're done, you know, cha-ching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really, but you guys down there as well. Crap, I forgot where I was going with that one. My bad. You guys, so as for the shops in town, really, I mean, the pro shops, I mean, you're going to have yourself, Brian, and Tony, you've got your stuff. Actually, let me jump back to that one. Tony, you've got shops actually in several locations. So how's it going in it's Arizona and then in the Springs?
They seem to be like, Arizona seems like they're going to let up early, but we're just kind of following the age. I think here in the Colorado, we're going to kind of go with the age and hope to open up and just do soft openings and just kind of take it from there. But in Arizona, we might head over there and be able to get it out a little bit more, it looks like. So we'll see. You know, every state's different, and everybody's got an opinion. You got to deal with it. You know,
Yeah.
We just got to deal with them and just open. We'll see. In our location, don't forget, we're indoors, so it's kind of tough. We're doing store.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the indoor. You know, that's
I've actually been there.
This
huge.
Yeah, it is. It's big. So we're gonna divide it out a little bit and keep 10 people on the field at a time and smaller groups. We're gonna put time frames on them. We got to make a lot of adjustments, but we're doing it. You know, we're working on it.
Yeah.
And then,
well, sure, man. I mean, this is a huge change for everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
and it's going to be, you know, do we as players, do you guys as owners, do you see that this is going to be the new norm, or is this just something we're just doing until, you know, the government like leaves us alone? Like, what do you think? What do you think? You know, it's going to happen from there.
God, you don't want to ask me what I think, because then it'll go on forever. It'll go forever. I don't know, man. It's hard to say. We're kind of going with it. Like I say, I don't want a mask, but if it's going to make customers feel comfortable and I have to wear a mask and all that, none of us like it. But
no, of course not. And it's funny that you brought it as the owners and the people that are coming in say, like, you know, your our rental you know, folks are coming. I caught it on Dynamics page. I saw them that somebody asked them about the masks and stuff, you know, for rentals. You know, what are they doing to, you know, combat this virus in the rental fleet? I've heard, you know, through online that some fields are strictly bring your own gear. There is no rental gear, you know, which I know that's got to impact your business.
Well, what we're doing is we're going to bleach and literally like be able to use it maybe twice a day. Like if we have masks, that'll be able to be used strictly just twice a day. So, you know, one set in the morning, we're going to bleach and wash them throughout the day. They dry. And then later on, they'll have another set that comes out. So we'll rotate just the masks literally just twice. And then on the guns, we're going to wash them every maybe they're going to be used. And we have a lot of them. So I think we're going to narrow down the amount of people, shorten the amount of times they can play, and try and work it that way. I don't want to raise the price that much as much for them, you know. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, kind of like for all the field people out here, it's just kind of it's going to be a trial error thing. Like we don't know what it's going to be like. Honestly.
Yeah.
What about you, Ricky, down there in the Springs or in Pueblo? Do you guys do rentals? Do you have rentals and stuff? How are you guys working with that?
We still have rentals. We do the cleaning as well, bleach, things like that. We do have rental masks that I bleach every weekend. Nothing gets used twice. They are clean. I also sell brand new rental masks that I got from Valken, so those are on hand as well. Those are going really cheap. Just if somebody wants one, they can come out and play. Be safe about it. Hand sanitizer. We're trying anything and everything we can to keep people safe and happy coming out and having a great experience as well.
That's cool. I see, if you noticed there you got Bud, Mr. Orr down there. Hey, Bud, how you doing? Good to have you on. So I'm pretty sure y'all know who he is.
You got Bud in.
Familiar.
Like a man that needs no introduction. Where's the missus? She was hanging out with us for a minute.
Okay, now I can do better.
So Andy, who else we got lined up here? I'm trying to. I've got my one monitor here, got my other monitor over here, trying to look up. I know we had Dave was supposed to try and get on here, and Mike and.
Just a second. Charles is coming in.
Just a second. See, this is the problem with paintballers, guys. We're going to be late to our own funeral.
Yeah,
we can send out a million emails that were, hey, we're going live at 7 p.m., Mountain Central Time, and here it is, 7:36, and we're still missing half our staff.
Well,
like,
really? And said, hey, I'm watching on YouTube. We'll get him to join in.
Yeah, because I know we got I know we had Art. Art's a kind of a cool guy. I met him at Dynamic not too long ago. Really just recently got into it. He messaged me yesterday and we started just chatting, and I said, hey, we're doing a live stream tomorrow. We're gonna have a bunch of the field owners here just chit-chatting and seeing what we're gonna be doing, from here on out. He just hit me up not too long ago. He's like, hey, where are you streaming at? So send him the link. So if he's watching, Kyle was watching on YouTube. So got your boy out there, Tony. Good times.
He's a good guy.
What else? I'm trying to find my notes. If I was more prepared, I'd probably have some of these notes that I was gonna chit chat about. Hey, what's everybody's favorite dish? Huh? It's about dinner time around here. Ryan, what's your favorite? What's your favorite go-to food? What's your favorite? Put it this way. What's your favorite paintball snack? What do you pack in your bags? For those of you that don't know, that the Expendables have created the Uncrustables. If you've never had an Uncrustable, you're kind of missing out. Some people say you're not missing anything, but an Uncrustable. Everybody raise their hands. Who knows what an Uncrustable is? Anyone?
Got one here.
All right, cool. Everybody's got. Bud, you probably don't know what an Uncrustable is. You're PB&J. It started out, I think it was last year. We took a trip to Covert Ops. It was still, I think it was late winter, early spring, and we stopped and got a big box of them. And we played all morning long and hadn't eaten. And on the way home, I had Andy and my daughter in the truck with us. Like, oh man, we still got some Uncrustables. Hey, throw me one, Shy. And Shy throws Andy one. And let's just say from Colorado Springs to our home, like Andy and I only live 2 miles apart. We ate a whole box of Uncrustables. The whole box, the three of us. So it kind of became one of our jokes. Yet we always grab a case with us and throw it in our bags and go. But what do you got, Brian? What's your go-to snack?
I mean, I'm pretty lame, I guess, but I got a box of granola bars, and I mean, sometimes I'll have some crackers or something in there, but some bananas. I'm pretty lame, man.
Well, pretty lame. You kind of got the healthy version, some bananas and some granola bars. You know what? What about you, Johnny? What do you bring to the field?
Actually, I try and bring a variety of almost all that. Vegetables, fruits, granola, shit. I share that. I am sharing with everybody.
Rick, what about you?
I grab anything and everything. When I'm hungry, I'm eating it. Doesn't really matter to me.
Dude, I didn't get my size by dieting. Bud, what's your snack? What's your snack food there? What's your snack food of choice?
My snack food of choice? Man,
Yeah,
I mean,
like, you know, well, your
I mean,
ball
I
and
would
choice.
say-
You know, when you go to the field.
a lot of chips for sure. Salt and vinegar chips. That's definitely
Oh,
one of
yeah.
my for sure.
The salt
So,
vinegar?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put that out there.
And it looks like we have
Yeah.
Charles from DMS Scenario just joined in on us. Welcome, Charles.
We got Charles.
Good to go. Charles, you got your mic on?
I don't know
hear
if
us
you guys
okay?
can hear me. I can't hear anything Tom is saying at all.
Oh. Well, what the hell?
So
What are you
I can
doing,
hear everybody else. I just can't hear
Yeah.
Tom.
Andy's running the soundboard.
All right.
Screwing it
Hi,
up.
everyone.
But we lost Bud.
Oh, yeah, we did lost Bud.
No,
All right.
I got Bud Park for just a second.
All right. Can you hear me now, Charles?
Bud Park for just- Can you hear me, Charles?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Okay, but you still don't hear me.
No, he may have to jump in and out. This happens from time to time. So give us for those that don't know, Charles runs DMS Scenarios. Does brought back scenario paintball to Colorado for us. Last year, thank God. Give us a rundown of what you might be planning this year. Charles, we're going to see some more scenario games coming up.
You know, when the governor says we can have more than 10 people in a group, we'd be glad to be back out there and put another game on. You know, unfortunately, this was supposed to be our 10th anniversary game. Was coming up on May 17th.
Oh,
And, you know, we obviously, just like everybody else, kind of had to put everything on hold. But, you know, until we can get a group of more than 10, it's just not the right thing for us to be trying to even plan anything right now. So we just kind of put everything on the back burner. And when we can be back in business, we'll be back in business and, you know, have a big game out there again.
That's a
We
bummer,
are definitely
man.
looking. What'd you say, Tom?
That's a bummer, man. You know, it's the scenario season.
I may
I mean,
have the worst internet
summer's
connection
coming
on
up.
the planet because I can hardly hear anybody. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Hold on, Charles. I'll bring you back in here in just a second.
And he kicks him out. Wow, just like that. And there's Bud.
Occasionally,
Yeah, so
I'll bring Bud
yeah,
back
we're
in.
all learning all the StreamYard and all that. We're learning all that ourselves. It's kind of fun. You know, we enjoy it. We've jumped in on other podcasts that you know, other folks are using it. So we thought, hey, we'll check this out. Did I just see we had Maritza from Two Chicks Paintball?
She may call in here in just a second. Not me accidentally bumping her.
Oh, okay.
We
See,
gave her an invite.
Man's running the soundboard back over there.
Yeah, she's looking at probably trying to reopen too, just like everybody else. And nobody really knows that she's actually up there in Fort Collins, and that was the field I helped get going with Paintball. And that's where I used to take third back in the day. We go spend the weekend up there doing our practices up on the top of the mountain, up there in high altitude, just to build up for when we went down to sea level. So she may try to join in. She's got some internet problems up there, obviously. Maybe she'll call in.
Okay. Yes, I mean, we have property up just past her place, you know, up north. So I drive past the field all the time. But I never see anybody playing out there. But I guess it's kind of you got to call, make reservations, and then bring your group up there.
Yeah, she gets a lot from the college and stuff.
Cool.
So what are your plans with your team, Tony?
What's
As
that?
we keep seeing the NXLs, you guys kind of move up a division when this whole thing starts again?
I'm sorry, yeah, I missed the first part of that.
And so we keep seeing you at all the NXLs. Are you going to get the team to move up a division here? No. You seem to be pros at it.
No, we're just trying to get a bunch of guys out there. We've been working on the tournament scene for a little bit. That's all. We've gotten. I think we have 5 or 6 teams out of the camp now that are pretty dedicated. That show up when we're there. They show up. That we have like 4 or 5 that are traveling teams now. So it'll be kind of
that many, huh?
Yeah. We had the Chaos, we had the Altitude Quickness, Chaos had 2. We got the APC line. There's then the who else was out there? Oh, the Saints are out there. The Saints didn't come out this weekend.
The who?
The Saints.
Oh, the Saints. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There's a few teams that are, they come out there. In fact, even the Blitz teams came out the last. We've been trying to bring Colorado paintball together, really.
Everybody just want to play.
Yeah, but even before this all came down, before they had it to the last NXL, I had a really big practice, and I got all the lines that were going out of state. They came over to play at the field, including the 2 Blitz lines. So
okay,
yeah, there was like 8 teams that went out, or 7 teams that went out of state, I think, out of Colorado, and they were literally all at the field the weekend before, which was I tried to put that together. It was good to bring that Colorado paintball together for sure.
Oh yeah, well, we saw you guys at Vegas. We ran into you at Vegas.
Yep.
Yep. Well, you Ricky in Color Splash. Color Splash has got some tournament teams. They bring them back to the Color Splash.
We're just getting started. I have people that want to get on a team. Right now, actually, we're looking at a name change to get away from the Color Splash name.
Okay.
We're looking at hosting a team, starting a team. I've actually went to APC in the Springs. I seen his tournament. It looked fantastic. I'd love to get something like that down here. The market here is it needs some work, but I'm looking at getting at least one team together and seeing what happens with it. I have a few guys already in mind. Some guys that come from the Army right there, the Army base. So we'll see what happens. What happens. I'm brand new to all this stuff. I'm getting back into it. I'm running an EMEC. I mean, I love it. It's great.
Can't go wrong with an EMEC.
No, you can't.
I had I had 3 EMECs, and then we kind of worked a deal through Smart Parts, and now I got a SIVO.
Nice.
So I'm working on that one. May give it to you, Brian. Make that thing sing like the other one that I got from you.
What, the CVO?
Yeah.
Dude, those things are nice. I mean, that was honestly, I bought that gun that I ended up selling to Tom for the pink splash, cool Anno CVO, but I only played with it a couple times. I played with it at Dynamic and at, I think it was actually Covert Ops. So I only ever play at APC. I only play Speedball. But dude, those things are so fun to shoot. Oh my God, the recoil on it, it's just like, it's so satisfying. Those are really cool guns. I like them a lot. I haven't played with
What about you, Tony?
I don't play. I haven't played in so long.
No?
I haven't played in so long. Yeah. The last time I played, I borrowed a gun and just went out there and played with them, but I don't play. Yeah.
I see how it is.
So you don't even go out and play airsoft or fever tag?
No, I'd rather play paintball if I'm going to play. I'd just rather play paintball either way. I think Charles is mic's off again.
Can you guys even hear me at all?
There you go.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, it wasn't saying my mic was working, but I guess it is.
Yeah, now.
Oh yeah, you got the stogie. You got the big old stogie.
If I don't have one, it's a bad day.
Oh, you can hear me then, Charles.
And I have bourbon too. So.
Oh man, a stogie and bourbon.
Yeah, Thursday night.
I feel lame here. I'm down in my workshop and I have no bourbon or stogie. Well, I don't smoke, but nothing.
Yeah, I'm here with 2 of my buddies that were socially distanced in my garage. We were watching Mike Tyson and the Holy Grail, and it's cigar.
Dude, I love that movie.
But,
like,
those things are the shoot. Oh my God, the
like a classic movie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Those are really cool guns.
Oh, we got a delay. Someone's watching it. I got a delay on the mic. Cool.
Yeah. The last time I played, I borrowed a gun and just went out there and played with them.
All right. Who's someone watching the feed? Because we got a delay going on there.
Not here.
You don't even go out.
Yeah. All right. Well, man, we kind of got our things in. I mean, we were going to get a couple of the other field owners out there and wanted to see what they're doing.
That
Andy,
can't
you
be
got
Bud. Bring back Bud. Are you kidding me?
Bring back Bud.
That was it? Bring back Bud.
He's been around. We've been fortunate to have Bud on our board of directors with our Allie Remember Foundation. So it's nice to have Bud on there, and he's got some things coming in for if we can get our events. Oh, look at that Carney! That's another dream gun. Is a black and gold Carney.
I have the rest of it here.
Of course you do. I think it just goes back to my old team colors with the Mile High Outlaws being in black and gold. That always thought a Carney would fit right in there.
This actually runs perfectly. I just was using it to diagnose a problem on another carnivore, but this thing's money. I promise.
Yeah. Just put that away before I offer you money for it. Literally. Yeah. Since this started, I've picked up 5 guns, in the last 2 months, and I haven't shot a damn one of them.
That's the real shame.
It is a shame because now it's like I go to the field, I want to bring them all. I want to bring them all out.
Well, you better be buying at least 3 cases every time you go out and play.
Shut up. Paint sponsors. That's a nice thing, though. That's kind of the nice thing with us is we, Andy and I kind of we stopped when we retired from the speedball and the tournament scene, and what we're doing now with our team. We got a lot of new players that are out there that have only been playing a year, 0 tournament experience, but we're going out, we're playing rec ball, we're bringing people in to come play rec ball. We've got the jersey, we got the gear and the cool space guns and stuff. And you get a lot of the new kids that are out there, or the young ones, and they see you all geared up and they're like, oh my God, we don't want to play with you. They're just terrified. And it's like, no, we're not those guys. You know what? Here you go. Take my gun. Let me get your rental gun, and let's go have some fun. I wish we had this one video that it played beautiful. I took it on my cell phone. It was a great breakout shot, and we had a bunch of kids. They say they were in that 10 years old. I'd like to see some paperwork on that, okay? I'm guessing they're about the 8-year-old. They barely came up to our thigh, but they were out there. They're 10 years old, and we got a great breakout shot of them, and I shot it in slow motion of Andy's got a kid right in front of him, and he's doing one of these, and the kid's like, oh, and then I had my daughter and one of the other guys, they're laying in paint, down that way, and it was just really cool to see these 2 little guys, running in front of us as we're laying down that covering fire, and they were. I mean, their legs are about yay tall. It was cute. And I was like, but it wouldn't, for whatever reason, it wouldn't upload to Facebook no matter what we tried. It plays on my phone, and that's it. I'm like, that's a bummer. I wanted to share that out there. It was cool looking. So I don't need to buy 3 cases of paint. yeah, I've got. Well, I don't know how many guns I've bought from you, Brian. Like the last couple months, 2, 3.
Yeah, I think 3.
Yeah. Ugh. But yeah, so it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm buying all these space guns, but I'm still, I might as well just put a Revy on top of it.
That's all you need for 10.2, man.
Yeah, I know, but then I just who wants to play 10.2? They're old school guns. Yep. They're old school guns. And you want to make them run, but they won't. Actually, hey, another gun on the collection. Anybody got like a PM5 missing, parts?
I'm sure somebody will have a stock frame if they put a UL frame on theirs. Somebody should have something for you.
Yeah, UL frame. There you go.
I miss my old PM.
The UL frame will cost you more than the gun. I promise you that.
I know, right? Actually, no, I need new eye wires. That's all. I need to do eye harness. An eye harness and the screw that's the screw that holds the eye covers on. Yeah, it's all stripped out. So
what are you talking about?
What?
You work at Lowe's. They have every screw ever made.
You got a point.
You got a point.
You got a point.
Yeah, but I gotta get this screw out, and every time I've tried to use an easy out, and it's not coming out.
At Lowe's.
Shoosh. All right, Andy, what else we got, man? Come on, let's give me something here.
Well,
trying to get he just left the field, so I just told him to call my cell phone, and we'll see if we can get him to talk about what he's doing.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, man, we're coming up on an hour here, and nobody wants to sit and watch, a replay for an hour of this stuff.
That's true. No, he said Mike apologizes. He said he just left the field because he's been out there doing a lot of remodeling. He's going to post some specials on Facebook. This event plug when he's all over the road. So either he's drunk or he's trying to text and drive at the same time, which isn't good. So he said he'll get some information up about Dynamic. Posted that, and he apologizes to everybody for getting even late from the field. So there you go.
We'll be open.
We got Brian running over here and show. Oh, look, you got another carnivore.
This is
Really?
a Twister app series.
That's a Twister carny.
This is a DM6 with a clear can. This was milled and then anodized by Mario at FX. The 101. Pretty good.
Bring the Carney back.
Wow.
Don't recognize it.
Carney?
What was that? Bring the Carney back. Don't recognizes it.
He saw it. I told him I'm sorry that it's in parts. Yeah, see?
Yeah. Show off.
Whatever.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Actually, I bought my DM6 from you.
That's real nice.
There you go.
That's a good one.
Thank you, bud.
What's
Oh,
number?
I like the camera on that one. That's good.
yeah, here we go.
You got more guns.
Going there.
I like how Brian can just go back to
The
his
whole
shelf
reason
and
why
pull those
Brian
guns
needs
out.
a store.
Wow. No, that's nice.
This one,
purple on there, Brian?
this one, it's got purple in it. That's a dark.
That's a
Yeah. Yeah, so I got some of the new the mask straps for because we have to wear our medical masks at work and stuff. Brian was nice enough. Oh yeah, by the way, Brian, thanks. I got those. They came in the mail today.
I've got them.
Yeah, so right there. Yeah, he sent me a couple.
Right now. Going and
He sent me a couple.
anyone
And,
needs them, so please feel free to shoot me a message, and yeah, I'll get these out. But they're really helpful. They take the stress off your ears of wearing the mask all day, so they're pretty neat little clip. So.
Yep, he sent them, and he sent a couple stickers in with his in his package, and lo and behold, they were his logo and a purple one and a pink one. Two of my favorite color jams. So a man who's starting to learn who I am and knows what I like.
I pay attention to my customers, man. I pay attention.
Right?
Yeah.
And anytime he has he throws up a purple, I think you do it on purpose. Anytime you get a new purple marker, you get one in there. It's like, boom, there's my inbox. I'm like, shh, knock it off.
Between you and Steve Baker, I mean, I've got a couple people who love purple. So
Yeah.
I know I have somebody to sell it to.
Right? Yeah. And look at hey Tom, I got a force coming in. You want it? And like,
I do.
Look at the price tag. I'm like,
That's why you can't buy paint.
hey, my offer to babysit's still up there, man. We'll work a trade. I'll babysit your youngin'. I raised 4 kids, so I got some cred there.
I'm sure as the nights get tougher, we'll be talking.
Yeah, right.
I'm waiting for Kyle to ask a question. He's the one to ask Bud something. We haven't started in the chat yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, we've got Kyle on the YouTube feed. There he is. Okay, that's a good. Kyle he has a good question here. He's like, what do each of you think it is going to take to entice people to visit comfortably? This is a good question. Thanks, Kyle. What do you think? What do each of you field guys? What do you think it's gonna take to entice people to come play ball?
Depends on the age group.
Okay, I can see that. You got the younger kids, the little 10, 12, 13. They don't care. They just want to go out and go play.
Yeah.
But who's bringing them? Mom and dad. Mom and dad's bringing those guys.
Yeah. Get dad to play alongside of them. First couple of games.
Yeah.
That always works. It gives them confidence. My grandkids, when I went out to play, the dad played with them to start with. I think he was, like 10 or 12, something like that. And after about the first four games, they was out. Why don't you take a hike, Dad? Well, we got it.
Take a hike.
Biggest problem is I see around these fields around here is you get the hot shot guys and they shoot a kid, and the kid ain't coming back.
Yeah, I've actually seen that. I've heard that too. You got some baller, some dad who's out there, and I witnessed it actually at another field here, where dad was, he was out there for a birthday party. He was out in a birthday party, and the dad is just, it's one versus, his kid and all his friends. And his dad's just mowing the snot out of his kids, and we're like, "Whoa, man, ease up, man! They're just little kids." He's like, "Oh, toughens them up, you gotta make a man out of them." I'm like, they're not gonna want to ever play again, So there was kind of like, "That's cool, Dad. Why don't you do like a 1-on-1 or a 2-on-1 against me and some of my boys?" And Dad kind of changed his tune pretty, a little differently when. He's not shooting a 10-year-old, and he's got 2 guys that can play and guns up, and he's got 25, 30 balls coming back at him. So change his tune a little bit. But yeah, you're right. But I do, you see that.
Yeah, it's the same. But we when I play with my grandkids, we usually there's a pump team here that we go out and play with. The guys take care of the young kids. I mean, they show them the rope, and usually there's probably 20 guys show up, and we'll just split it up amongst our group, and that way a kid doesn't get overshot. But you put them out there with a walk on, you got a problem.
Yeah, and that's what I think. We've talked about this in the past. That's what's kind of some of the sports kind of missing. You do get the speedballers that come out and they get on the walk-ons at the walk-on field, and they think they're still at the World Cup. It's like you're not playing against those guys. You gotta slow it down.
Do you have many kids playing speedball? Anyone on speedball courses? Or do you have any?
Yeah, I think we got there's quite a few. Tony, you probably you see it out there all
the time.
It's still growing. Growing. I mean, it's they all come from Rexmont. No matter what, they all started with Rexmont. Yeah. Everybody did. They didn't start.
Well, I mean, and that brings us back. That brings us back to the mech divisions and stuff. The insurgence of mechanical paintball is crazy. Everybody can play. You know,
Yeah.
they don't have to go out and buy a $1,500 force. They can come out and an ETHA or an EMAC. I won't say a CVO because that's the next price bracket, and go out and have fun. But it looks like we got, let's see, Robert Carodi. I don't want to jack your name up there, my friend. Is there any plans in the near future of more field days, or did last weekend kind of shut everything back down? Don't know who that. Maybe that was the only one I know who was open was probably Ricky and Tony there. Well, I know, Robert. I know some of the fields. I know Dynamic was looking at opening up not this weekend, but the following weekend, as long as the state doesn't change our dates again. They were looking at opening back up. Tony, you open this weekend, or you wait until the 8th?
I just did it Sunday.
Just Sundays? Okay.
Just Sunday. And I open up this Sunday again, and then we'll see what happens this week. We're really just going week to week right now.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody's kind of doing on that one.
Yeah, we're just trying to follow. People are safe enough to go to the markets and the stores and the big box stores. We're just trying to follow suit.
Okay.
What places are just as big and you can stay far apart, and our indoor locations are really big. We can keep people down to a minimum and still get cycle people through. We're going to do what we can do.
All right. Well, I know, and then Brian, you were talking, you were still looking at postponing your grand opening or your opening till the end of May, and end of May. Is it, you just kind of waiting for everything to blow down, or is it just, I know you've got the new baby too.
Yeah, that has something to do with it. At this point, I'm taking it week to week. And until there's something that seems concrete that's going to stick, because, a lot of this is cautiously optimistic, and they're, we can open this date, but then 2 weeks later they might change it. So once it feels like we've turned a corner, but more importantly than anything is I need to implement a way to have customers in the shop safely for myself and for them. And so it is going to be a limited basis. And I think what it's going to probably look like is I'll have appointment slots open through some sort of system, but it'll still be walk-ins available. You'll still be able to come into the shop, but if I have a customer, you might have to wait outside or something like that, and just give me ample opportunity to make sure, just to be able to keep an eye on things, make sure people aren't touching a bunch of stuff that has to then be cleaned, and try and take it one item at a time, walk them through the shop. I still want to give people a personal experience and not, I don't want to rush people and say every 10 minutes is going to be an appointment or whatever. And that's where it's going to take a little bit of feeling out. But I'm hoping by the end of the month, I'll be able to open on some sort of basis like that. But it is, it's a contained space, and I have to be able to keep it clean and, not just for my customer safety, but I do have a 4-month-old baby, and, I can't be bringing that home. So I got to keep myself healthy and safe as well. So,
yeah, for sure. Well, I know a lot of the businesses, now is out there is that per customer, like taking a square footage. I think they had a formula per square footage. It's more how many people per square foot or square 10 feet, you could safely have in a building at one time. Like I think. I had to go to T-Mobile the other day for something, and they got the building's it's bigger than your store, and they only had a max of 5 people.
Yeah.
So let's see. We got Art Romero. Oh yes, Art. Art Romero brings in a comment here. My suggestions would be: exploit on your website how paintball generally already meets most of the CDC guidelines with some modifications. So it seems like that's more directed as to bringing people into the store.
I think he's actually talking about the fields. I would imagine is to let customers know that, the nature of paintball inherently, you're going to be like we were discussing earlier. It might have been before we were on air, but you're going to be 10 feet away from people. That's how paintball's played.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take a whole lot of manipulation to get to something that meets all the requirements in a safe way. So.
Yeah, that's what we're doing too.
Well, this is kind of off topic there, but my wife actually got a call from her stores. She's an HR for her company all over the U.S. So they got a call from, actually it was in Mass, So your neck of the woods, Brian, where her stores out there, they're retail stores, but they've been closed except for a few stores that had, like, the manager's working and people could call in and place an order and do curbside delivery, but their online sales, their online sales were off the chart. So you've got your managers in the distribution centers and in the stores packaging these things up and then shipping them off. And it just so happens that their health inspector happened to come by when the manager was handing off the deliveries or their, not the deliveries, but their packages to the FedEx guy. The FedEx guy was coming to pick them up, and he saw this. Neither one of them had a mask. They weren't within, they weren't social distancing at 6 feet, because, I mean, I'm handing these packages off to the delivery guy so he could get them shipped out, and he got in touch with it, and boom, now they want to shut down all their stores, and and it's like, just like that, it could happen.
Yeah.
So, we're all at this mercy. When does it end? Or when is it? When do we see this as the new social norm?
Oh, I think it is.
Yeah.
You think, Ricky? Yeah, kind of the
Yeah,
new
I
social
do.
norm.
I mean, nobody really knew what this thing was, and it kind of seemed to come in and bite America really bad. And I think this is just the way everything's going to change. Everybody now is going to have this fear of whatever might come through. And so I think this is going to be the way it's going to be of the future. A little bit relaxed, but yeah, everybody wash your hands, things like that. Maybe the 6 foot rule will be relaxed a little bit more, but yeah, unfortunately, this is what we're looking at. This is the way everything's changed, and we're just going to adapt. Paintball is fantastic for this, especially for me being outside. I mean, it's not hard for me to adapt to something like this. Unfortunately, for you guys inside the stores, things like that, I'm looking out and watching you guys to see what you guys are doing, because hopefully you guys are a lot bigger than myself, and hopefully soon we can get up there and everybody have a good time.
Well, as a new field owner yourself, as you were saying, being a new field owner, I'm sure you're learning as well as you're going. You're learning things.
I am right now. To be honest with everybody, everything's a little over my head. Just learning all these different types of guns, things like that. What the people like, what they want, what they need. Yeah, it's a great thing to learn. It's been a lot of fun. I've only had this thing open for a year. I've increased my popularity all the way up to the point to where we're looking at turf. Matter of fact, I was going to ask you guys how to get a team started, things like that. I do have people interested. I do know that they're going to be watching this, and to see how we can get things moving. So we get up there and start playing you guys in the bigger fields.
How to get a team going? Well, I mean, I know this, and being around other fields too, is I don't want to be cautious or tell you to be overly cautious, but I can tell you, I'm sure you definitely see this, is you've got teams that come into you and they're like, what can you give me and how much is it going to cost me? Because I need the cheapest. How much is my paint going to be? I can't be spending. I'm going to shoot 5 cases, every weekend. And I can't be paying that $50-$60 a case. I need it like $25. Yeah, I've seen it happen so many times, and I don't want to see somebody, like, all right, hey, I'm a new person. I want these new teams to there, and yeah, you want that $25 a case, and it's yours. And before you know it, I mean, Tony, right? Am I right? Yeah. So I would just say be cautious. I think trying to get all these teams and stuff in.
I mean, I'm not a field owner, obviously, but I mean, I think that my hope is the takeaway from the consumer end is that people see why field owners have to sell their paint at the price that they do, why the entry has to be the price it is. And I mean,
Right.
you can be falling off on a lot of paintball stores and fields across the country. And it's because customers aren't supporting them during this difficult time. Everyone in paintball always wants a handout, and we get that. And you know what? Most field and store owners are really nice and try and work with you and do the best they can. But at the same time, at the end of the day, it is a business as much as it's completely recreational. And we want you to come to our places and have an amazing experience. It's all supposed to be positive. No matter where you are, whether you're in a shop buying something, it should be a positive experience.
Right.
And when it comes to money, and don't want to pay the price during the tough times, then it's going to be difficult to see people lasting when things get back to you. You know, and people back 6 months from now and want their handouts again. You know, it's been a lot of support in the community. People were looking for ways to support businesses through gift cards and some of the stuff I saw Tony was doing, and that's been awesome. But you know, people also have to be able to the experience that they want to have. And to me, paintball is one of the most fun experiences that you can have, no matter what it's going to look like. Yeah, it's a little bit expensive, but it's not over the top expensive, and you're going to get your money's worth every single time. I guarantee you that. I guarantee you that. Every single one of us who's ever played a day of paintball knows that. So hopefully it opens people's eyes to see that the support people need to actually be willing to pay for hoop arounds and, you know, I'm going to go buy my paint here and paint there and like that. That's just hurting the community, and that's going to leave you without a field to go play at down the road.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, even as a tournament player, you know, back in the day, you know, we wanted a good price on the paint. We're bringing all this, you know, we're bringing teams and stuff in, but you know, in the end, you know, as I get older and stuff, you know, you realize, you know, you guys, you know, all of y'all, you know, you got to run a business too.
Yeah.
You know, you got overhead, you got fields, you got employees, and God forbid, you know, you have employees to pay.
Right.
You know, they don't want to be working for, you know, $4 an hour or whatever minimum wage is. You know, they got to, you know, that's their job. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. You know, and I think, you know, that everybody's trying to, you know, what can you give me? What kind of deal? I guess that's what it is.
Right.
That's the term. You know, what kind of deal can I get? Right?
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I mean, look, Dave unfortunately is not here from Covert Up. I mean, I played with the Saints last year recreationally. I competed with them. We played in Excel, and we made a commitment to him that we didn't fulfill. And we wanted too much what was there.
Hey, can I interrupt there, Brian? Can I interrupt you for a sec? Who's got a TV on? Somebody got a TV on in the background? Because it's really, I mean, I could barely hear you, Brian, because the TV on or someone's got their computer on with the volume really up. Oh, it's stopped now. So, all right, who was it?
My wife was watching, and she's in the other room, but I didn't think you guys could hear it that much. So,
oh man, you could barely hear Brian. It was coming over so strong.
Okay, my fault, guys. Hey, that's my fault.
That's all right, man. Hey, it's all about us learning as well. You know, learning streaming and stuff. So, and for people to sit down and we're live streaming now, but this is uploaded to, you know, our social media, our YouTubes and our own personal, you know, our Facebook pages and stuff like that. Trying to get someone to sit here and watch, you know, an hour, 20 minutes, all that, and they, you know, there's nothing but Brian. Seriously, put that down. If you need like, you know, some custom gun, one of a kind, you know, here it comes again. You know, go visit Brian over at Mile High Paintball. You know, if you're looking for something that you know, your golden treasure, you know, gun that you've always wanted, I bet you he could probably track it down.
So I've got Maritza on from T-Shirts. Managed to be able to call in. She wanted to say hello. Go ahead, Maritza.
Who is it? I missed who it was, Andy.
Maritza from T-Shirts. I've got her on the phone.
Oh, okay. Hello. Let's see.
Oh, the Joel. Oh yeah.
Yeah. See, you got something, Brian. But hold on, Bud's gonna let go. Bud's gonna hold on a second, young man.
I don't have
look at this.
to help you.
So Kyle chimed in here, and he says, "Good point, Brian." He goes, "What does it might?" Kyle, I know we raised you better than this. Good point, Brian. What does might it look to attract more premium customers? So maybe what is it? What might it take to bring in? There you go. Thank you, Kyle, for fixing that. Good point. What might it look like to attract more premium customers? I would probably assume. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we see that you're putting out there on your your web page, your website and stuff. You do have the high end guns. If someone wants a Lux or stuff like that, I mean, you've got them.
Yeah. So
how does that affect to bring in more high end customers to shop for that? And look, man, paintballers are cheap.
Yeah, they are. Well, I think Kyle's question was twofold, because I think he was asking that when I was talking about the field situation and customers complaining about prices or wanting everything kind of as a handout and stuff. And I mean, I think that this whole situation, I mean, what's something that we're missing more than anything? It's paintball. It's pretty obvious in the community that it's made it really apparent to people how important this is as a part of their lives to have something taken away from you like that, right? And so the hope is that people start to realize that in order for these types of companies to flourish, in order for them to grow and make changes to, I mean, look at looking at the field in Colorado, from what I've seen at Tony's field and Dave down at Cobops, and I'm shopping at other fields. But these fields, you can go from weekend to weekend and see an actual improvement that they're actively trying to make to bring you a better experience when you're coming back out. And when you're the end consumer and you're looking for the handouts and stuff, that each little handout and gimme is chipping away at the improvements that they can make and what they can give back to you. I mean, look, nobody at the end of the day is getting rich off of paintball. That's the reality.
Wow.
People somewhere, I don't know. But the reality is a lot of money gets thrown around, but it's a consumable sport. I mean, you're spending money on paint. You're not giving them $40 into their pocket. They had to buy that case of paint that they're selling you for $40, which is a great deal for, 25, $30, whatever it is, depending on the grade of paint, right? So, I mean, even in these limited numbers, and we're talking about groups of 10 guys coming out and you're spending $50 each, whatever. I mean, that's $500 in their pocket, but then, they eat half of that on the paint cost, and then they have to pay their referees, to pay, these are actual human beings who have lives. They're whether it's a kid who's doing it as a side job or somebody who is a part of, their actual income for their family. And, when we all ask for those gimmies and stuff, it dilutes what we're trying to do. And these field owners are trying to do something special and bring you it. And it's active, and you can see it if you go as a consumer, because I saw it at Dave's field. I saw it at Tony's field. I know about things that they've done and improvements they've done at Blitz. I know that you're doing it down at Color Splash. I know it's happening everywhere, and I might not have gotten to see it firsthand. But if you're a consumer and you go visit the same field twice in the last couple of years, I can guarantee you that you'll see something different each time at these fields. They're actively trying to better their experience for you. Mike from Dynamic, he's got a great opportunity because I've taken over the pro shop now to put his energy towards that. And he's got some awesome stuff planned too. And he's trying to bring, just an amazing experience. But to me, what it boils down to at the end of the day is paintball is such an incredible experience because it forces you to be present. And, it's an escape that we all need right now. When you're out playing paintball and you're shooting 10 balls a second at 300 feet per second, you don't have time to worry about the coronavirus, okay? That's off your radar. But it's right? And people find passion in different things because they can be present with that thing, right? And paintball forces you, the adrenaline. I mean, you're being shot at and you're shooting back at people, right? You couldn't, if you wanted to, you couldn't go shoot. It's not like shooting hoops and playing basketball and having a conversation with your friend. You're out there, you're on the battlefield, and you are locked in, right? And we all love that experience. You come out of that and you're like, whoa. You forget all your worries in the world. And for that moment, you're just out there with your buddies. Everyone's on an even playing field and you're just having a good time. And that's what people are missing right now. People are hungry to get outside, literally get out of their house. How good does it feel to take a walk for one extra block on a road you didn't walk on yesterday, right? Because we're going crazy. Everyone is. So, I mean, support these fields because they're going to give you such a special experience, just like it's always been there. But having it taken away for a couple months has hopefully reminded us, especially those of us who've been playing long enough, who look back to the old days and we're like, oh, paintball used to be this and da-da-da-da-da, whatever. It still is all of that. Going to play paintball is still all of that. It gives you such a special experience, unlike anything else that I've done recreationally. And, you know, the hope is that these people are going to come back and support these fields and let us keep growing together. You know, it's pretty apparent having all these guys on a chat at once together that we are in this together and we want to make this work for each other and for the consumer.
For sure.
Do you guys have a lot of new players coming in, newbies, or no?
Rec players?
Oh, yeah, rec players.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have new ones coming in, or it's mostly just people that come there all the time?
Oh, no, we're constantly getting new. We advertise a lot there. So
I'm getting quite a few where I'm at. And the reason being is because a lot of them kind of fell out and started going towards the north to you guys up there. With me opening back up and being in their backyard, I'm starting to get a bunch of the new crowd back into us and starting to get them excited about the sport again. There's a lot of them that used to play back in the day. Now they're daddies. Now they're in their 40s, 30s, 35s, and they're getting back into it again, being able to bring something to their kids. I used to play here, son. This is what we used to do. It's a great experience.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know my kids, they both started. My son, you know, he started when he was 11. My daughter, I think, right about that same age, 11. You know, they're 20, 26 and 22 right now, and they're still playing. You know, my daughter plays with us all the time. You know, so it's kind of cool to see how it's progressed. You know, you like you said, Rick, the sons or the dads. And, now you got the kids coming up with them, and they're playing.
So I think one of the best things too is to see your son or your daughter or whoever you're playing with or your kid learn to make those different moves now and actually go against you and do well. And it's just a great experience. It's unlike fishing anything else I've ever done with my son. It's just so much more fun.
I mean, I'm glad my daughter's on my team. She's got an Ego 9 that when she rips on that gun, it's scary.
Yeah.
I don't want to get hit with it. You know, I'm like, are you on my side? Cool, you're on my side. But I got Robert K actually asked this for you, Brian. Brian, are your plans in the long term to fill the place of hustle and become the main pro shop of the region, or stick with more unique one-off equipment?
Cool. Thank you for the question, Robert. So my plan is to be a part of the pro shop community in Colorado. I mean, I'm not trying to push anyone out. You know, the reality is that before I'd even jumped into this, I have carved out a little bit of my own niche. I like to do a lot of the collectible stuff and the more exclusive and one-off of the modern stuff. But I mean, what I really take pride and joy in is finding the right gun for the right person. And those are just two markets that happen to cater towards what I enjoy doing. I mean, you know, it's easy to sell a black EMEC to somebody, right? But that's not enjoyable. They can go buy that anywhere. But, you know, to be able to find something really cool in particular that somebody's looking for and have them be as excited about it as I was when I bought it from somebody with the intention to move it to the next home, right? Like, that's something that I've really enjoyed. But speaking to your question more specifically, I mean, it's the pro shop itself, when it is open, it's not going to be exclusively this kind of, you know, more of a limited market type stuff. I do have accounts open with Field One, Die, Lux, Planet Eclipse. I've got a few more that I'm just getting set up, but I mean, I'll have all of the major distributors. I do have some cool stuff in the works that's a little bit more exclusive, which is, you know, I enjoy doing that, and I'm fortunate enough to have kind of been a part of the Boston paintball family, so to speak, since I kind of grew up playing there. So to be tied in with some of the custom stuff they're doing, and my hope is to delve into that a little bit more personally and get to do some really cool stuff that we're releasing that's modern. But, you know, that'll all come with time. But I plan to carry a full range of guns, high-end, low-end, and everything in between, and all different manufacturers. I mean, I support these companies because I believe in their products. I think that it's pretty amazing right now that the guns on the market, I mean, it's night and day with what we were playing with, 10, 15 years ago. And there's no longer that concern. You're not sitting in the pit with a 2 minutes between your next point thinking about how am I going to get my gun to shoot again in the next 2 minutes, right? Like that's not even, you couldn't even think about that. But when I was growing up playing rec ball, and I'll be 30 this year, but I started playing when I was 10, 11. So I've been playing for 20 years. And, I remember I had like a Dragon. It was a Dragun. It was a knockoff Spider clone. And I got this thing and it had 20 balls a second, full auto. And I brought it out onto the speedball field thinking that meant it would actually shoot that. And oh my God, dude, it was a complete blender. But
the blender.
Now these days, it's so high quality. I mean, I find it's nice to be able to genuinely endorse each of these products. I mean, I think they all serve a purpose. I think that there's awesome stuff that each of these different companies are developing. It's interesting to watch them kind of play off one another and see them try different things and whatnot. But there's a lot of really great products on the market right now for consumers. So I feel good about selling all of them to people. I mean, I'm not going to carry something that I don't believe in. And that's not something that I've run into yet or that I can really envision. There's nothing that I'm really, staying away from per se. I didn't go into this, with the intent of being the number one pro shop in Colorado or anything like that. I mean, I saw that there was a space in the market for something like that. But I mean, if you missed part of the earlier part of this live stream, I didn't go into this with the intention of a shop. I was really planning on being online retail or resale of pre-owned items for a year or so. And the timing worked out beautifully. And, it's going to be my pleasure to offer this space. And I'm going to kind of tailor it to what the customers say. A lot of what I do right now is to more specific customers that I have across the country. Kind of circling back to what Kyle asked about the premium customers. I mean, that is part of, being able to have all these cool guns in the shop. I do have to sell them to people around the country because I'm not going to get enough of those customers just in Colorado to actually be able to afford to have them on the wall depreciating or whatever. I mean, it is expensive inventory to have. But I mean, I've done this long enough to be able to gauge kind of what I can take on and what I can move. And, I'm going to learn as I go, but it's going to be a fully fleshed out pro shop. We'll have everything that you could need. And, our goal is to support you guys and get you guys to go play at these awesome fields that are, 10, 20, 30 minutes from where my pro shop is. So.
Yep. I know Art just asked too. I answered it offline, but he was asking, when's the shop opening and where is it? So for those of you that are out there or watching, that Mile High Paintball is going to be at the old Dynamic location, 320, was it 323 Airport Boulevard?
323 Airport Boulevard, number 115, Aurora.
Can't miss it. It's like you turn into the place, and boom, it's right there in your face. Let's see. Sean Perry chimed in. Is there plans to offer any other tournament series or events like a mech pump event in the future once COVID-19 passes, of course? Good question on that one, because with the mech pump, the mech pump influx that we've seen. What about you, Tony? I know you ran a pump tournament that was years ago.
Those are pretty fun, actually. I'd really like to do that, especially when we wanted, we get a team to lead it up. That's kind of the key, getting the teams involved to make it, somebody jumping in, kind of do it.
Well, you got like 42 teams. Ain't one of them going to step up?
Yeah, I just got the teams over, so I haven't worried really about, putting tournaments. I haven't really, Isaac's kind of been doing that the last few years, so I haven't really kind of pushed that. I've got a few, I guess kind of, but we're going to do something. I think at the end of the year, hopefully, as long as everything clears up, we can get all this people feeling comfortable and feeling safe coming in and out of the shops and whatnot. That's going to be key, but we'll have something at the end of the year for sure. Okay,
that's cool. I know Rick, you're talking. You're still fairly new on that one. So you got any tournament things going down, or are you still holding
Yeah, we
off?
are. We're actually going to see what we could do. Like I said, here in Pueblo, they usually leave me alone. So yeah, we're going to try to get something done. I did the pump again, fell in love with it again. I don't know why I never got into the pump. Yeah, so we're going to be looking to do something. Definitely on my schedule. Hopefully by the end of the summer, midsummer, we'll probably start looking at something, depending on how everything goes.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can just put a 1 day, a 1 day
Right.
Mac thing. That
Weekend, something like yeah.
Yeah, that'd be actually kind of cool. All right, guys, let's make that happen.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think we could definitely put together a scenario game that would be all mechanical as well. That wouldn't be too hard to do at all.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, some of the best teams we've got out there, and when we put together our big games, they're playing pump the whole time anyways. And a lot of people don't even realize it because they're so good at doing it. But,
Yeah.
it's there isn't any reason why we couldn't put that on very easily if that's something, folks are really reaching out and saying, hey, this is what we want to see in your big games. We can go that route very simply.
Yeah, I know there was some contention a while back for one of the teams. I mean, they're more of a big a speedball team that we had out there for a big game, and someone was complaining of being overshooting and all this other stuff, and it was like everybody on that team played with a mechanical.
I actually got asked to go check a player because they were being accused of shooting full auto, and literally he was shooting a pump.
Yeah,
it happens.
I was at that event
just as fast as good players. So and just as fast as those electrodes that are out there. So yeah, it's happened in all of our events for sure. But any reason why we couldn't take everybody down to a mechanical or to a pump and really equalize things quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Well, then you get the what is that DM M60? There was a guy, I think it was at the Princess Bride that game. I'm actually wearing my shirt there. Who I thought I come from the military and shot the M60s, and man, I thought there was an M60 for real life shooting at me. I was a die Dan with a box motor on it, man. He was just mowing the field.
yeah, and he's doing it with first strikes as well, which was even better.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's see. I got Steve. Steven writes in there. He's like, "Damn it! Now I got to go buy an M170." Yeah, it's kind of funny. I was in Vegas. We were in Vegas for there, and I was looking at. I bought a CBO for my wife for a nice little anniversary or birthday. No, it was birthday. Anyway, we got her one of those, and then they happened to have one there. And it was gray, and we started playing with purple parts on it. And next thing you know, I'm like, do I buy it? Yeah, I bought it. we were literally supposed to be going to Hawaii, for our anniversary, and I'm like, but it's a good deal. I buy it. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but yes, the whole mech movement. Yeah, I got my wall of electros, but sure, I got the mechs for a reason. Let's go out and go play. So let's get that mech event up.
Let's do it.
Anybody else know anything? I mean, I said this over a half hour ago that we're coming up on an hour and a half here. Yeah, I don't know about you, but I'm kind of hungry myself.
Right.
Thanks, guys.
So why don't we call it a night, gentlemen?
Yeah, thank you guys for putting it on, making the effort.
Oh, no, hey, thanks for coming on.
I agree. Thank you for inviting me.
Do this again.
Yep.
Hopefully we can have everybody else on. Brian, everybody.
Bud.
Let me know. Let me know when you guys want to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Charles, you down to come back on?
Oh, absolutely. Now that I figured out the technology piece of it.
Hey, piece of cake. It almost writes itself.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, once I can finally figure out how to actually do it on an iPad, it works really well.
Good. Well, like I said, with that, Andy, you okay to wrap this up for the evening?
Yeah, I got one question for Tony. I know there's some people out there that I know this is all paintball, but How's the airsoft stuff doing over there? Because we do have some people on the team that play. How's that looking? Or how's that been for you, Tony?
How fun is it?
No, I've played. I mean, I used to run airsoft field with Rex. But for you, because we've got some people on our team that play, are you seeing a decent crowd coming in with that as well and selling that gear and stuff for the airsoft part of it?
Oh yeah, there's quite a bit of airsoft also. We between that, we also have laser tag too. So it's
Oh yeah.
we have airsoft, laser tag, paintball, the shop. Hopefully, we just need to get customers going through though.
Well, I was definitely impressed the last time I came over there. You weren't there that Saturday. Walked in and the place was a zoo, and it was like there goes one paintballer this way, somebody laser tag this way, and there's that guy this way. And I was just standing there talking to one of our guys, bringing a jersey over there, and I was like, "Damn, this place is tough." So I just wanted to say I was very impressed with what I was seeing, having all three going at once, in there at the same time, and being that busy. So hats off to you for that.
Yeah, thanks. Well, that's gonna have to change a little bit right now, though. Let's see what's going on.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, on behalf of the Expendables, the Alley Remember Foundation, and Andy and I, in general, we thank you guys for coming on and talking. We'll definitely be in touch again and be seeing your fields. Brian, like I said, can't wait for you to open up. Best of luck to you. Ricky, same thing with you down there. Good luck to you guys. Tony, yep, obviously. And Charles, Bud, you're in the background there, I know. Can't wait to see you. You guys have a good time. Be safe. Don't be stupid. And we will we'll catch you guys soon. All right?
All right.
Sounds good. It was a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a good night.
You too. Take care.
Later, everybody.
Goodbye.